So today is our first conversations with Manny J, and I am so excited to have one of my personal friends and mentors and someone that I just look up to and how they're so inspirational in fashion and how they have been for so many years, especially in blurring the norms of fashion. This gentleman has been a friend to me since day one. Literally, I met him when I was working at Barney's in Beverly Hills and helping his wife, selling her a bunch of stuff. But as soon as he gave me his card, I knew exactly who he was, and I literally ran down his entire resume, or at least the resume that I knew the most about, from when he started his graffiti crew, NASA, down to when he started his first brand, Creative Rec, and along with some other gentlemen, down to now doing curating his phenomenal brand as seen in the future. So if you know who this gentleman is, just by me giving you a little bit of insight, you're going to get the chance to know exactly a lot more about him today. My guy, Rich Cofinco.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's a privilege to be the first. So honored, seriously, Manny. You're
No
a good
doubt.
dude.
Me and my co-host here, Miss Paz, we're going to go ahead and kick this off and everything. So, Rich, I just wanted you to kind of tell the people a little bit about you, man, like where you from, where you grew up.
I just started growing up as, a normal kid in the suburbs, grew up in Cerritos. There wasn't really any culture for us, but then for some reason, when that whole hip-hop culture came in, it became something that I got attracted to, and it just really got me into the art, into the dance, to the music, to that whole lifestyle that really kicked in my excitement to, finally start to draw and do all those kind of things.
So, wait a minute. So it was basically like you was inspired by that whole entire hip hop culture, in a sense, and that whole entire era of breakdancing, b-boying, and everything.
Yeah. In our era, there wasn't really nothing like that at the time. There wasn't really any that I saw any kind of great influence or anything that was pioneering. You know what I mean? So then that's what really attracted me, because it was something that we saw, that I saw, that was pioneering, that was something different, that was creating this subculture. This one professor I had, he was doing that same thing to me. And then finally at the end of the season, the class is over, and I'm like, damn, finally, I'm out of here, right? As soon as I leave, he's all, Rich, can you stay? I'm like, oh, damn. What's this guy gonna try to tell me how I suck and this and that? Exactly. So
What is he about to say?
exactly. So I sat down, and then he goes, I had to always call you out on all the stuff you were doing. I'm like, not really. And he's like, oh, because you weren't following the guidelines that I was giving, that I was instructing to to the peers. And I was like, yeah, and he's all, well, I was giving my interpretation of what your instructions were.
Right.
And he goes, well, I can't tell this to my students, but keep doing what you're doing. It's gonna take you somewhere.
Wow.
And then
That's
from
dope.
there, I was like, all right, you ain't an asshole after all.
That's dope.
I guess I'm not failing this class.
I think I still failed it.
Oh.
Nah, just kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, so look, I just want you to give a quick rundown briefly of your resume, your history, so people can know exactly who they're talking to when you say Rich1 Cofinco.
All right, well, after the graph thing, obviously college years, and just got, then, did those things majored in graphic design, arts background, and this and that. Thought you needed all that to, go out into the market right after that. But I did it, graduated, but still used all my graph influence for all the things I started doing.
Okay.
My first job after graduating was Hughes Aircraft.
What?
Yeah. So my brother kind of got me kind of in there, but then I had to really show my portfolio.
Okay.
And the portfolio I showed to the art director at the time was just all my graph flicks and
You showed up with something. Though.
Yeah. and some drawings and stuff like that, but it was all graffiti inspired. But I didn't have nothing, but I just shot out in the dark and thought I'm gonna just show what I do, what I do,
Right.
know.
Right.
And then again, ironically, she was impressed. She's like, wow, I've never really seen stuff like this. I mean, if you can do this stuff, I'm sure the stuff that we have, you can do easy, right?
Right.
For me, it was like, that wasn't working
It
for
wasn't
me.
challenging
It wasn't
anymore.
challenging.
Yeah.
It wasn't
wa-
challenging.
It's not too creative for your brain.
Nah,
It's-
not at all. Not at
right.
all.
Okay.
But again, through the graph influence, like that whole graffiti style T-shirt started to become popular. You know, like it was kind of like the first phase of streetwear
Okay.
at the time.
Mm,
So I
okay.
started a
First phase
brand.
of streetwear. Oh.
Wow. So it's like OG.
Yeah, it was OG. It was a time of like, my brand was Rec Shop. Then there was like Fresh Jive and Gypsies and Thieves,
Oh,
and
yeah, I remember that era.
you know, like
Mhm.
all those kind of brands, Clobber, all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of like the
Right.
early stages, but it was like graph influenced.
So after Vans and everything, how long was you at Vans?
There for like maybe about 5-6 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
With me, I kept trying to progress, but it wasn't really going nowhere for them.
Okay.
So just kind of got hit a wall, and then a couple of us in Vans got together and wanted to start kind of an action sports brand.
So how was that experience? How did that go?
It was awesome. The first year it happened, it blew up. I mean, it was like, it was a game changer at
Okay.
that era, you know. But unfortunately, just we had some bad investment, you know,
Yeah,
some
that
backers
happens.
that kind of,
That happens.
you know, they kind of wanted to infiltrate and take it over after like the first year of success.
Mhm.
But then also we heard through the grapevine that they were using some embezzled money to.
Yeah, you always know it's always some tricky stuff going on
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
sometimes. So that kind of went to the landslide and everything. And then what sparked after Force?
Well, that was after that we were like, man, we still got to do it. It's like this time let's
Yeah,
just
y'all
do it.
y'all had the bug.
Yeah,
You
we
was
had the
already
bug.
big. Yeah.
You know, so we just said we had to let's do it on our own this time. Now let's grind it out.
Right. And Rich, you're doing something amazing with that. But let me ask you, with all of these different companies filing bankruptcy and everything, how do you see yourself staying afloat? Or how do you feel like fashion brands nowadays have to stay afloat?
Well, I think the reason why they have to file those bankruptcies is because they've reached that. Their role model was to just overconsume, and that's gone.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so overconsumption, like no one wants a lot of the same thing anymore.
I love that.
Mhm,
I
yeah.
love that. Let me reiterate that. The idea of over consuming is gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. And you can see that to this day. And so everything is all about personalized fashion.
Correct.
You know,
Right.
even about even what we're about to do with our pop-up.
Correct.
It's all about personalized fashion and bringing something exclusive. 'Cause back in the day, it used to be cool to look like everyone else.
Mhm.
But
Right.
now it's becoming everybody is coming into their own individuality
Hmm.
and their individual style, and so
Right.
people want to express that.
You know, Manny pitched a cool little idea for pop-up that, you know, I think it actually tied up all of our brands together of, you know, creating a space with past, present, and future, you know, and trying to communicate to people of like, jump on this wave, you know, let's get on something to now where everybody can have exclusive, cool things and not everyone feel like sheep, you know?
And just to touch on it, so for the listeners and also our watchers that's not aware, on Thursday, April the 12th, we're going to do a pop-up in downtown. Rich, myself, along with 600 and a lot of other creatives as well. And the whole theme of it is past, present, future, survival of the fittest. And the whole concept and the idea of this pop-up and pretty much can sum up what a lot of pop-ups are about is the overall, like he said, it's about the experience. So what we plan to do with this particular pop-up and this experience is give you an experience of what it's like in our eyes of collaborating with fashion and art and music and lifestyle, how we see and view the past, the present, and the future.
I brought some stuff that I think is in cooks for some future items, and then also brought some of the apparel, but more like survival items.
That's the pants.
Utility pant, you know,
Mhm.
typical cargo, but then, you know, enhancing it with like a kind of like a belt kind of bag you know, with a carabiner, all those kind of things. But just again, just to have that feel of something you tear and you can wear every day.
So next item.
So this
that
next
we
item is
have-
just again just
Ooh.
just your typical sweater. But I think what's cool is that, like, being able to emblaze or embellish these kind of like communication logos kind of really
Mhm.
kind of tell that message.
Mhm.
Maybe this yellow line is kind of like telling, another fellow as a futurist that, I'm a friendly and you can reach to me and then I can offer you something
Wow.
that you may
Right.
need,
Nice.
Okay.
So that's what I mean as far as
Mhm.
being communicative. It's not no longer like it's blurring the fashion and it's blurring the sport. It's like, how sport teams, you can tell who they are by their
Right.
logos or whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
So now if you're down with this kind of culture, team, or movement, everyone will kind of know what they're about.
Mhm.
But go ahead, Rich. Get back into this next piece right
Item.
here.
We have a jacket.
Yep. So this is kind of like a warm kind of like,
Mhm.
I guess, parka coat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But conceptually, I felt I had this idea and concept of this being like a jumper jacket.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
basically, like, it's CERN approved, which is basically a technology corporation that figures out anything future.
CERN. Mhm.
So
That's dope,
that
that's
being
dope.
said, do your research and maybe you might find some interesting things
Yeah.
from them, or maybe in the future you will.
Yeah.
But that
Real
being
near
said,
future at that
so
too.
that being said, this concept was kind of like a time jumper jacket. These lines are like register lines for, when you're doing your time slip, that
Mhm.
you'll be
Yeah,
able to
that's
travel
dope.
safely,
I
Right,
get it.
Right.
I get it.
love it. I love it.
right?
Yeah.
Could you put together a quick outfit for us real quick just to kind of show and
Like,
we can describe and
mhm.
talk about it a little bit? What do you see?
Wow.
Your feet. I mean, you got the shoes, you got the jackets, you got everything here. Do you want Pies to do it? But I want you to do it. I want you to do it.
How about you guys do it?
I will describe what Manny put together right now. So,
There it is.
he put an as if a vest. Is it? Would you call it like a layering vest?
Like a layering vest, like originally a shirt, but then now you can wear it as a vest.
Underneath it is the red as if a sweater
Yep.
with the red pants and a black and red as if shoes. And Manny threw his own cap line
And blended in nicely.
and just blended in nicely, which is I see.
Here's your replacement.
What? Sorry.
Oh,
So what just
dope.
happened for our listeners is Manny's crew cap,
Is it now-
Rich, put an as if flavor on it. So like I highly encourage you guys to go to our show notes
I don't even want to put it on the outfit. I'm putting it on my head.
and just like look at it. He also brought some shoes.
These are the shoes I've been wanting. I can't even tell y'all how bad I've been wanting these. These are the denim. My God, these are so
These are
cool.
so dope.
What's the style name on these, Rich?
Epics.
And these are epic. and the cool part was I saw these actually being designed on the computer.
Yes, you did.
And yeah.
Where can we buy your clothing?
Okay. The website is asseeninthefuture.com. The Instagram handles are as seen in the future and at as if future. And then my personal handle is at Rich1 Instagram. And then that's the best place to reach us is on the website for any of as if products.
All right. And if you guys use our promo code, Go
Promo
ahead.
code is MannyJ Style, and you will actually get 40% off.
woohoo!
Wow.
Wow, you really got the hookup.
Once again, brother, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
It was
you.
so much fun.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
Yeah,
Pause.
thank you.
So we'll give you all the links, but for you all that's listening, I encourage you to follow some Instagrams here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start rolling some of them off and everything. You can follow at the Gents Closet. That's where we're here, and this is our showroom and our space here in Hollywood, our men's style house. Also follow As Seen in the Future.
Yes, sir.
All right. You gotta follow Miss Paz Alaza.
Hello.pause.
Hello.pause. That is it. Hello.pause.
Yeah. And I just want to make a quick shout out to our amazing videographer, James, and our audio, Rick, for helping us put this together.
Rick James Productions.
Rick James Production.
Yes, and
never forget.
I'm your host, MannyJ Style.
And
All
this
right.
is Pause.
So we'll see you a little later.
All right, peace.
Today is special. Capture the moment, take a still look. Let the dark moments get you. You still got time, you still can live. Enjoy life now. This is no rehearsal. Just to be alive another day. You should be grateful. Yeah, appreciate life. Embrace every minute. Yeah, feel good every day. Have fun.